troopresource.org, trying to put 1,000 skills into every troop's backpack.
Welcome, everybody, to the Troop Resource Show. Tonight, we are... What are you doing, Randy? Tonight, we are talking about rank advancement and merit badges. And before we begin, I did want to mention that I posted an announcement out on a good Facebook page that is called Talk About Scouting. And I got a very, very friendly and polite rant from a gentleman by the name of Chuck, who said that there's too much emphasis on merit badges and rank advancement, especially at summer camp, and it ought to be fun rather than school. And to Chuck, I want to tell you this. I absolutely agree with you. And at Troop 512, one of the things that we tend to do at summer camp is we ask all of our scouts to sign up for the merit badge stuff in the morning. And then in the afternoon, we do all of our fun stuff. We do hiking and biking and swimming and very, very cool stuff. And so they are able to get through some of the rank advancement, which they're having fun doing, and have it not be too school-like and still have fun at the same time. So tonight we are going to talk about rank advancement. Our guest speaker is Greg Sloniker. He is running just a minute late. So I'm going to tap it over to Steve Perrone, and just to make another mention about Merit Badge College that's coming up, and talk a little bit about how that has a fun element to it as well, and it's not just all schoolwork.
Well, the Merit Badge College is May 4th and May 11th this year, and that's 2 consecutive Saturdays. We're trying something new this year, trying it back to back. We continue to remind the scouts that have registered that they need to complete their prerequisites in advance. That way there'll be more time for discussions, fun things with the counselors. The rosters were frozen on Friday, and then on Monday of this week, all our counselors were given the rosters. So counselors at this point are in contact with the scouts in their class. So, we have a question.
Steve,
here. Hands going up.
I wasn't given my rooster this week. I still don't have a rooster.
That's because you're a chicken.
Cockle-doodle-doo. Well, the real counselors got them, Randy.
Oh, you took away my second camera.
I did. I took away your second camera. So
People will think you're serious when you're saying.
I'm the only one here who's ever had a SAG card. I'm pretty sure.
I have
did you have a SAG card?
I did have a SAG card.
Where were you sagging?
All over. Well, I've been sagging a lot more lately, but.
So the rank advancement, and I'm going to talk strictly from a 512 perspective, is that we really have different sort of categories of scouts at our troop. We've got scouts
that we like, the ones we don't like.
No, I don't think that's what he is in mind.
We've got scouts that are only there for fun.
Right.
And we absolutely encourage that. Mm-hmm. And we've got other scouts that sort of get from the get-go are interested in making Eagle. And then we've got a mixture in between, those that are there for fun and sort of progress along and figure out, I could become Eagle by the time I age out. And then there are others that really sort of decide along the way. So, but a lot of it is all about having fun. And one of the things about the nice thing about some of the rank advancement is that it is all fun. And we tend to go on an adventure every month. And so we take these younger scouts out, and we're doing the fire building with them and the structure building with them and the hiking with them and all those kinds of things. So there is a whole fun element to this.
Well, one of the nice things about scouting is no one sits on the bench like in sports. Every scout has the ability to participate, advance at their own speed. And you know what? Advancement isn't for everyone. If a scout just wants to come and have fun, we encourage that. We don't try and push these young men and now soon women to advance in rank. But if you have an active program, if you're out camping every month, advancement is simply a part of that active program. You're going to advance.
They're
You're
not
going
even
to
thinking
advance.
about it. We're actively making it and integrating it into that adventure that we do.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the,
I
the
mean-
program is designed with advancement in mind. We come up with the idea when the scouts pick out what they want to do as far as trips, what we can do to enhance their advancement. And without even knowing it, they're having fun and advancing.
Right.
Advancement is so important for retention, for keeping the scouts in the program. If they're having fun
Right.
and if they're advancing, they're going to remain active scouters.
Even if they're not interested in being Eagle, we're advancing them.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
And they're earning that, they're getting that sense of accomplishment, whether they like it or not.
And it's summer camp. The Brown Sea and the Dan Beard,
The Ranger
the
program,
Ranger
whatever
programs,
it's called.
they really take these scouts, the younger ones, out to do fun stuff, and they hit so many of the advancement requirements that then it becomes really interesting for the kids to go, oh, I checked this one off and checked this one off. And,
Yeah.
and they did it all not even knowing that they were doing rank advancement. They were just going out and having fun.
Baden Powell thought it important that every scout advance to at least first class, because at that point they will have learned the major life skills that they need for their future everyday lives.
Right. All right, so I am teaching this year at Merit Badge College the movie making. And one of the things that I'll be working with there is that none of the scouts that I've been teaching in previous 2 or 3 years of movie making actually comes to the class with a movie camera. They come with instead a phone.
Yeah.
And so last year and this year, what I'm doing is doing the entire program based upon using your phone to create your movie. And you can either edit it on your phone or you can edit it on a computer afterwards. The other thing I want to mention is I've worked a deal out with a company called Magix, which makes a program called Vegas, which is my favorite editing program. And they're willing to give that to any student that attends my class at the educational discount, which is like 75% off. So that's another.
One thing I want to talk about is we teach our scouts to be on time. We always teach our scouts to be on time. And when they're not on time, generally we put a little merit badge together for them.
I only get one. I want two.
Greg
Welcome, Greg.
Sloniker, good to see you.
Sorry, I was busy with new curriculum for school.
That's all right. Oh, well, that's more important than our show, sure.
No, it's not. So we're going to talk about new scouts, all right? And I know when I come into 512, we didn't have a clue as to how to deal with merit badges, what to take them, when to start, what the blue cards were about. So if it wouldn't be for me being in a tan shirt, I probably would have been behind the 8 ball and wouldn't be as far along with Scott as we are now. So I don't know what you guys talked about earlier, but I know, Steve, you helped us out a lot with the blue cards at the first Merit Badge College, really explaining to us how they work. I know this Merit Badge College, we're getting away from them this time.
No, we're going to provide the blue cards, and the counselors are going to be filling them out instead of the administrative staff. But we, as the college, will provide the blue cards to the scouts.
All right.
In the past, the scouts brought their own, allegedly with their scoutmaster's signature approving them for the badge. But in reality, what happened is that most of the scouts that did turn in blue cards did not have them signed in by their scoutmasters. And a number of scouts never even turned in blue cards. So it created so many problems. And then with us mailing the cards and people saying they didn't get them, we decided we would go back to old school. We're going to provide the blue cards, and at the end of each of the session, the counselors will sign off what they accomplished that day. And then on the last day, on the second day, if they've completed all the requirements, the counselors will sign them off.
That's good.
Counselors are empowered to do that. So
Good. I know, Scott, you mentioned about having fun as a start.
Right. Yeah, we talked a little bit about that before you.
And I agree with that. I think as a new scout coming in, I don't think they should worry too much about the merit badges. I think they need to concentrate more on advancement, getting up through first class.
Right.
You know, during the first summer camp, I think you keep them simple. I think swimming is a great one because that's used in a lot of our activities that we do. I know we got a canoe trip coming up
Yep.
that you're going to need it for. Summer camp needs swimming, so they got to take the swimming test anyway. Summer camp's a great opportunity to get that one done.
Summer camp's probably the best opportunity because there's so many different scout troops that don't have access to pools.
Exactly.
So it's really important, and frankly, I think swimming is the number one merit badge in my mind, the number one important merit badge because it can save your life.
Yep,
And
I agree.
The second most important is personal management, financial management, because that can save your financial life. So
I think that one should be reserved for
That's-
later on.
Absolutely.
I think
would
that's a
teach that
third
to
or fourth year scout.
The 15, 16,
Yes.
17-year-olds. That's
Definitely.
all I
Yeah, they
teach.
have to have an income. And part of it is
Yeah.
tracking your income and expenses. And first year scout generally doesn't have his own income other than perhaps an allowance. So it should definitely be.
And most of them don't have a job, so
No.
you know that's a tough one to do as a young scout. And I know somebody was signing up for this merit badge college that was I think our first or second year scout.
Right. We have to
So we have to make
politely
sure
make sure they choose something more appropriate.
exactly. I think Eagle requires for maybe the second year scout. Environmental science is a good one. A couple other ones I had, emergency preparedness, second, third year scout is another one. Life savings, life saving is a good one, but that one again requires swimming merit badge, so you can't take that without it. First aid's another good one for a second year scout. I think that's an important. I think that goes hand in hand with swimming. First aid. I
Right.
think if I was to suggest 2 merit badges for a second year scout, that would probably be it. For Eagle required.
So there's a question here that comes from Lisa saying scouts can bring the blue cards they already received from their scoutmaster. Yes?
Yes, they may. They don't have to use our blue cards. If they have blue cards that they would like to bring that have been signed by their scoutmaster, that would be wonderful. We would appreciate that. That way we know for sure that they have vetted the badge with their scoutmaster and the scoutmaster knows that it is an appropriate badge for that scout. In our troop, we just, and in many troops that where the scouts are going to merit badge, they spend a couple of meetings reviewing with the scouts what badges are appropriate based on their age, experience, what requirements they've already completed. So please feel free to have your scouts bring badges. We'd welcome that.
Make sure they're
Blue cards. I'm
Make
sorry.
sure make sure the blue cards are filled out. Each one of the 3 sections are filled out correctly and legibly.
Legibly is so important.
Yep. I know last merit badge college we had a hard time reading some of the blue cards, so make sure you fill out all 3 sections with what merit badge you're taking, addresses,
Name.
troop, name. Make sure the name is legible. Yep. We had a heck of a time.
Yeah, we had to sort thousands of blue cards
Yep.
last year. We won't have to do that this year.
That was going to be so nice. We
Yeah.
spent hours doing that.
Yep.
But yeah, it's interesting. Merit badge college, I think, is a great opportunity to fulfill the citizenship in the community, nation, and world.
Which are pretty dry, but
Yeah.
they're required, they're needed, and actually, it helps them in high school. It helps them. The course material that you go over is in my son's freshman high school social studies class.
Yeah, and actually, citizenship in the nation. A lot of those requirements are fulfilled in school. They go on a number of the field trips. They talk about a lot of the stuff that's in that merit badge. So, you know, by the time they're in,
It's not as in depth
6, 7.
as the classes in school, but
Yeah.
they'll get a peppering and they'll be 2 steps ahead of the kids in class. They'll already have a familiarity with it. So
yep, that's a good one. That's a good merit badge college one. A couple other ones that you might want to wait on. Communications is one. That's a good one to kind of push back a little bit.
hiking is probably another one you don't want to take at Merit Badge College.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It's
That
a
one in
tough
camping
one.
is a little tough to do at Merit Badge College too.
And
Cooking is another one that's tough.
skydiving.
Yeah, skydiving. I see no good reason to jump out of a perfectly good airplane. If that thing's still going straight, I'm staying in it. Camping's a good one to take at summer camp.
It is.
Maybe as a third-year scout or so, camping's a good one to take at summer camp.
Yeah, it's amazing that we have scouts that have signed up for badges that are inappropriate. First-year scouts signing up for camping. Scouts that have just crossed over. And, as a result, when we see this, we send out an email, a general email to everyone that registered saying, hey, you really shouldn't be taking camping. One of the prerequisites is to have 15 nights of camping.
Yep.
You've just crossed over. You can't possibly have completed that prerequisite.
That
However,
may be an issue because the parents are
That's the
signing
parents
them
who
up.
don't.
And they think scouting is camping. So it's
Yeah.
like, let's get that one out of the way. And
Right.
it's more than just going out into the woods in a tent.
And I think really what we need to do is maybe have like a forum, maybe even like a broadcast or a show that explains this to people, so that they can know this beforehand. I think that's crucial that we do this. Gosh, it's absolutely.
Glad you came up with this idea.
What a great idea.
All right, how
Let's
we-
act on it.
All right, let's act on it
When do we start?
now.
All right. That sounds good.
But don't start late.
I already accomplished that.
So, what else you got there?
Put your name on your workbook, kids. That's my advice.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
on your
Yeah.
worksheets.
Yeah, have your
Yeah.
kids fill out the front page of that workbook, please.
That's the other thing that should be talked about. You bring up the workbook. The workbooks can be downloaded from
Meritbadge.org.
meritbadge.org. Thank you. And it's a great place to look and then help find out what the prereqs are.
So
as
you have
well.
to, if you have never been there, you've got to go to meritbadge.org. Then you have to click on Boy Scouts, and then it'll bring you to a listing of all of the merit badges that are offered for
Right,
Boy
there
Scouts.
may even be another link there that says worksheets,
Right.
and you click on that
Yeah.
one, and that takes you to all the different sheets.
It'll be a PDF and
Or a
also a
Word
Word document.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
Of course, when the parents register the scouts for Merit Badge College, there are plenty of documents that are out 3 months in advance of registration that list the prerequisites for every badge. And there's another very important document called Merit Badge Reminders, which tells the parents some of the things that are important, such as don't take a badge that's inappropriate, and it gives examples where the prerequisites have to be completed, or you can't take emergency preparedness merit badge unless you have already completed first aid merit badge.
Yep.
But, as we all know, a lot of parents, they've got 3 kids, they've got 4 kids, some of them, they're busy, they're hurried, they're trying to take care of all their kids, and they can't read everything. I mean, no matter how many times we tell people, be at Scott's house at 8 o'clock sharp for the start of the show, there's still that one guy who shows up 5 minutes late.
Send me home.
Great. We got a question here from Rachel that says, as a Scoutmaster, how much should I be encouraging the first year kids to do Eagle required or practical merit badges versus fun ones like art, etc.?
To be honest with you, I wouldn't recommend Eagle requireds for a first-year scout at all. They should be waiting until their second or third year to do Eagle requireds. I think they should be concentrating on the advancement and take the fun type of merit badges.
We want this to be a fun experience for the scouts.
Yep.
We want them to stay in scouting. If they're going to be taking an Eagle required badge at a young age, it's going to be extremely difficult. It's not going to be fun. It'll be much easier for them in the following or 2 years when they're a little older, a little more mature. They've had more experience in school. They've picked up additional skills from school. They've learned about history of the country for your citizenship badges. It's just so much easier for the older scouts to take those Eagle required badges. We don't want to see first year scouts coming to Merit Badge College and not completing badges. We don't want to set them up for failure. So please have your younger scouts take the badges that are more fun. I mean, the whole Merit Badge system is set up to introduce our young people to various vocations. Some of our scouts have actually taken a badge that has turned into their life's work. We had one scout that a couple years ago that took nuclear science merit badge, and when he turned 18, he joined the Navy, and he's involved with nuclear submarines now. He got his interest from merit badge college, from taking nuclear science merit badge.
I think the other thing you have to remember is a lot of these scouts in their first year, their first summer camp, they just crossed over. They've only been in a troop for a couple of months. So they're still getting their feet wet on just how the whole Boy Scout thing works. Most of them have never been away from home. So they're going to be anxious, nervous, scared. So having to deal with Eagle required badges at that stage is probably not a good thing. I'd like to see them go and just have fun. So take things that are fun. Most of the camps that I'm familiar with have a program for the new scouts, and it works on all the advancement things for scout badge, tenderfoot, second class, and first class.
Yep.
So they're going to be involved in that program for most of the day. Some of the camps will allow them to take at least one or two other merit badges. Not all camps will allow that to happen. Okay. So pick the fun ones, something that just gets you outside, have a little fun with it, rather than worry about...
We have another question here from Jim. Can you share again where we would find the prereqs for a merit badge college?
Certainly, on the Cradle of Liberty homepage, where you signed up for the Merit Badge College, there's a list of 5 or 6 different items that will be very helpful to review, and one of them is the list of all the badges alphabetically and the prerequisites for each badge.
Or meritbadge.org.
No, that wouldn't have the prerequisites. The
But the workbooks will have the...
No, the
No, they
workbooks
don't.
do not have. They only
Nope.
the workbooks that have all of the requirements.
Yep.
The prereqs are what we establish for the
that's right.
scouts
Yes,
to
you're
do
right.
in
Yep.
advance. The things that would be too hard
I'm
to
misunderstanding
do in the classroom.
And this particular year, they're going to be important because May 4th and May 11th are only 1 week apart.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it used to be 2-3 weeks apart
Yep.
where they'd have more time to do the prereqs. And actually, it wasn't the prereqs, but it was the work.
You also need
And,
prereqs. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And so this is for merit badge college. Like, for instance, in the movie making merit badge that I'm teaching, I have them create their storyline as they come into class or before they come into class. And it's not that I want them to shoot that as a movie, but that's probably the hardest thing for a lot of the scouts to do, is to do this creative element of thinking, what do I want to do a movie on? And then once they go through the first class, they can change that very easily for their project. But I need them to do that hard piece first, because we're not going to be able to take the time in class to do that.
Yeah.
And it all depends on the instructor then as to what they want as the prereq and what they're going to cover and what they're not going to cover.
And if the kids have not started the prereqs now, they definitely want to get started on it, because some of them could take a month to complete.
Yeah.
Personal finance, personal management,
Right.
does require 13 weeks of work. And in the prereqs, it says if you haven't started by February 1st, pick another badge. One of our listeners has kindly sent in the link to find the prereqs. Scott, you're a little closer. Can you?
Great. So
read
Mike
that?
sent in http://COL/document/MB-college-prereq-2019/185837. Now that's a lot. And I'll try and put that in post-production here. But if you look on Facebook right now, if you have joined us, you'll see that there.
It's
For
a
those
lot
of you
easier
not
to-
familiar with post-production, Scott will post this on YouTube and he'll post it on Facebook, and he will put that link up there.
Right.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to find an archive of this show out on our YouTube page, which is also called Troop Resource.
Or you could just go to the COL homepage and look for merit badges, and it'll be right there.
Yep.
www.abcdefgh.
Wake up, Randy. Also, the prereqs are also required for summer camp as well. So if they haven't started those, they need to start thinking about that as well. Obviously, after Merit Badge College.
So we are at about our bewitching hour. Do we have any final comments from people?
The only thing I would say is, if you could take a couple of minutes and let's talk about how can a scout, other than summer camp and merit badge college, how do scouts go about accomplishing merit badges on their own within the troop?
Right.
Because there's several that, cooking is not one you're going to do at merit badge college or summer camp. I just don't think they are
No,
good
summer
reason.
camp.
You
could
can,
do
but
cooking requires more than just summer camp.
Yeah.
Because you have to do trail cooking.
Yep.
And you
Exactly.
you have to cook for your family also.
Yep. And that's why I think that's one more that you'd be better off completing within your troop.
Right. The summer camps that my son attended, they cooked grilled cheese. And
Which
that was
isn't-
it. That's not cooking.
not
That's
cooking.
just heating.
Yeah, I agree. That's not.
Okay. The best way to accomplish merit badges other than merit badge college or summer camp is to talk to your scoutmaster with badges that you think you'd like. Get him to check who is a counselor for that badge, and he'll give your scout a recommendation and the phone number. All of our scoutmasters, our district executives, and advancement chairs have the opportunity to, with the passwords, to check the Cradle of Liberty homepage for the list of all merit badge counselors that have been approved and are authorized by Cradle of Liberty to be a counselor, to instruct the scouts. It's some troops like to use everyone, have all their scouts just take badges with their own troop, the assistant scoutmasters and scoutmasters. Well, that's not what the merit badge program is about. It's for the scouts to interact with other adults, other ones that they may not know, to interact with adults and learn. If you stay within your own small village, your own troop, you're really not getting the full experience. And quite honestly, some of the people in the troop may not even be registered counselors, which is probably not a good thing. And it could come back to haunt a scout who, when he's going for his rank of Eagle, if he's taking the merit badge with someone that's not an approved counselor, that's not a very good thing, and we don't want that to occur. So check with your scoutmaster, find out who teaches a badge, and get the recommendation from your scoutmaster.
I'd like to make one mention here, and that is parents. You need to volunteer. If you've got expertise in some area, you should talk to the scoutmaster, get yourself registered as a counselor. You will have to go through youth protection, but that's not that huge of a deal. But you need to volunteer to help not only your son or daughter, but the rest of the troop, because a scout and a scout parent is loyal.
There are over 130 merit badges. No matter what profession you're doing, as a parent, there is a merit badge that is related to your field of experience, and you have the opportunity to help these young people. And someday they may owe their careers to what they learned from you.
Yeah, we have another question online here from Rachel. Does a merit badge counselor need to be within the same council as the Scouts home troop?
The answer would be definitely no. At Merit Badge College, your scouts will encounter counselors from 3, 4, perhaps 5 different councils. The registration process for the adults is the same. I had a brand new parent say, geez, we live in New Jersey. If we take a badge in Pennsylvania, is that going to count? Or will my son have to take the merit badge over again with a New Jersey counselor? No. A scout passes, gets his blue card signed, it's good everywhere, and it could be from a counselor in any state.
But you are going to have to pay a $6 toll.
And I will tell you that scouts from our troop have taken Merit Badge College down in Delaware as well,
yes, yeah.
in order to sort of make some of those
Delmarva.
badges.
Delmarva's one that we work with, yeah.
Right, and it's also good if you've got partials to be able to talk to the Merit Badge counselors while they're there and say, can I make up this, how do you suggest I make this up?
We've come up with something new last year for the first time. We had a Merit Badge Makeup Day where scouts with partials in September came to our council office, and we had counselors there, and we had a good number of scouts bring their blue cards with partials and complete them right there in one afternoon. So it was a great day, and we'll be doing it again this September.
Awesome.
So scouts that get a partial at summer camp, they have the opportunity 1 or 2 months later to finish that badge.
Or if they get a partial at Merit Badge College, they got a chance to finish it.
They can always contact their counselor that they had at Merit Badge College and follow up with him there also.
I just say if you have any questions, just ask. Always ask.
Great.
There's always somebody there to help you out.
Oh, looks like we
Put it
might
on.
have one online. Hold on.
We have someone from Baltimore that has no
We're in
tolls when
Baltimore.
they
Very funny. Awesome.
Oh, no, because 95 has tolls in Delaware.
Oh, you can go around them.
Yeah.
You could
You
go,
can go around going down to
Yes.
Baltimore. You can't go around coming up.
Okay.
I've even tried to go through Havre de Grace over the little bridge.
Yeah.
Guess what? They're charging you the same toll as the big bridge now. So
Okay.
You can get out Route 1. That takes you into Maryland.
true.
Take some back roads
Route
down
1
through,
all the way
yeah.
down to 695. You're absolutely correct, but not if you go down 95.
Okay.
But I can get around it right down in Delaware. If you hit 896, you go north on that for a bit, you can get around the $4 toll.
okay, Scott, stay
Yeah.
on topic.
Randy, last words?
That was my last word.
Okay.
Thank God.
Steve, last words?
No last words. We're good.
All right.
That's
Well,
a wrap.
thank you everyone for attending Troop Resource Show tonight. We broadcast September through June, the second Wednesday of every month at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. All of our videos are stored on our YouTube page, which is also called Troop Resource. You can find them there. And we also have a web page called troopresource.org. So we hope to all see you there, and we hope to all see you next time. Have a good night.
Good night.
Thank
Good night, everyone.